Well, hey everybody, we're here. Another Lolcow Nobodies. I know I'm streaming over Who Are These Podcasts. I'm gonna be streaming over Lolcow Live in a couple minutes here. But I have to wake up really early tomorrow to go to the airport. So I gotta get this shit done. This is something I gotta get off my plate. So I'll go ahead and get it done. Uh, Today, folks, we're taking you to the fucking ancient reaches of entertainment. We're talking about radio. A man on the radio, a man who used to be on the radio by the name of Gregg Opie Hughes, and his rise, fall, and decay, as it were, as the cool kids would say. So let's go ahead and get into it, folks. Lolcow Nobodies.
Keeps the Christ, he's got an ego so tall, but it shatters like glass when the haters call. Boogie's tears flow like a river so wide. Rostov's gone, now he's got no one to confide. Wings just sits there, dreaming of fried dreams. Buckets of chicken, yeah, that's his only scheme. Low count nobodies, we're spilling the tea. Broadcasting chaos from the LCU. Tommy sees the king, he's running the show. All the rest just clowns, in case you didn't know. Boogie whines, he's stuck in his feels, while Wings is scheming on his next meal deal. Keem's on Twitter, throwing his fits. His tears hit harder than his YouTube hits. Tommy's mic's on, the legend takes the stage. The LQ's finest, turning every page. Look out, nobody's, we're spilling the tea. Broadcasting chaos from the LCU spree. Tommy sees the king, he's running the show. All the rest just clowns, in case you didn't know. Look out, nobody's, we're spilling the tea. Broadcasting chaos from the LCU spree. Tommy sees a king, he's running the show. All the rest just clowns, in case you didn't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the hit internet program Lolcow Nobodies, episode 18, folks. This podcast is now an adult. Congratulations to Lolcow Nobodies for being an adult now. Oh boy. What a day, huh? What a crazy day in the world. Yeah, I'm a little fucking shook because I had to watch a man die. I don't know if you guys have heard about the Charlie Kirk situation. That's not what the stream is about. I'm not gonna get into it too much, but just like, fuck, man. That's, I didn't like the guy, but that's one hell of a gruesome sight, and it's awful. And rest in peace. May his family find peace and, all of that stuff. I don't think it's very nice of people to cheer on this behavior. I don't think he deserved it. I don't think anybody deserves it, really. But that's about all I'll say about it. I just wanted to get it out of the way. I'm sure I'll have to talk about it again if Redox hops in, but I just wanted to get my general feelings on the matter sorted real quick. But that's not what we're here to talk about, folks. We're here to talk about an individual named Gregg Opie Hughes. Now, Gregg Opie Hughes is a name known in the sphere to some degree, at least for those who are old heads. as it were. Gregg Opie Hughes was the host of Opie and Anthony. One of the hosts, obviously, the other being Anthony. The Opie and Anthony show. It aired from 1995 to 2014. The comedian Jim Norton also involved since 2001, or from 2001 to the show's ending. And it's one of the biggest like radio shows ever. Like when people talk about like talk radio, like especially like shock jock style talk radio from back in those days, it's either Howard or it's Opie and Anthony. Like if it's not Howard Stern, it's Opie and Anthony. Like that's what Opie and Anthony is. It's like fucking second place to Howard Stern. But what a guy to be second place to, at least back in those days. Now Howard Stern, I think, is in about fucking 5,000th place. But maybe he got a ratings boost from his whole publicity stunt where maybe he's not going to be on the radio anymore. Perhaps that worked out for him. But Opie and Anthony, legendary comedic program. So many of the world's comedy podcasters today, including but not limiting to people like Joe Rogan, um, Theo Vaughn, fucking the list does go on. Those are the two main ones that I've heard talk about it recently. Where like these shows that you've heard of in the zeitgeist, they're these big podcasts nowadays. Their inspiration comes from Opie and Anthony. Opie and Anthony was just this great show. They talk about current events. They do like pranks. They'd have comedians come in and they just bust balls and hang out, tell stories. And it was like a haven for comedy on the radio back in the day. Opie and Anthony just is always having comics in, having a good time, busting balls. They got Jim Norton there, one of the most legendary comics there is. It's a great show for comedy. Now, unfortunately, the least important piece to this puzzle was in fact a Mr. Gregg Opie Hughes. He went to radio college or whatever. He was some like disc jockey on some shitty radio station, and it was only after he ran a song contest, a parody song contest about O.J. Simpson's trial way back in the 90s, and he met Anthony Cumia that way. And eventually they started doing shows together. And they started doing a full talk show together instead of just being radio disc jockeys. And the show launched into the stratosphere for the nearly 20 years that it ran. They were on WAAF in Boston. Then they were on WNEW in New York City. And then eventually they were hired for Sirius XM or XM, which then eventually became Sirius XM. And yeah, this is a huge show. So Opie's on the top of the world, but he's not the most important ingredient to that. I think Opie and Anthony. You see that the correct full title is like Opie and Anthony with Jim Norton, right? I think a more accurate title would be Jimmy and Anthony with Gregg Opie Hughes, because those two were the drive. Those two kept it going. Not that Opie and Anthony didn't have some sort of chemistry that was good on the radio. I mean, like they sustained themselves for 6 years prior to involving Jim Norton. But Jim really added something, and the show became this haven for comedy. And Opie just really couldn't keep up. He had problems keeping up. That was the issue with Opie, is like his job was kind of just to keep things on track, and like sometimes when you're in that role it seems like you're ruining bits and stuff, and Opie had problems with not being well liked, but He still was Opie of Opie and Anthony, making thousands of dollars. One of the most popular shows on the radio. And then eventually things went wrong. There's one little quirk about Anthony Cumia. He's kind of very racist. And like it is his right to be racist. I believe in free speech, but like I'm calling a spade here. Anthony Cumia is a pretty racist guy, I think. And one time he was running around in Times Square, and some crazed African American woman attacked him, punched him in the face. And his response was to go on Twitter and go on a giant tirade where he says racist thing after racist thing, like comparing black people to like animals, all of that shit. They aren't people. One of the tweets just says they aren't people. So that's what we're dealing with there. But you know, again, it's his right to be racist. He's a funny broadcaster. It's just if the gates of heaven exist, he probably won't be accepted there. You know, not a very good man. At least not a very uh kind man to his fellow man, unless they hit a certain set of parameters, aka whiteness. But this happens. Anthony gets fired. Um, Opie and Jimmy are contractually obligated to continue to do the show without him for at least a few months. And they end up renewing their contracts because of, career benefits. But yeah, so Anthony gets fired, and when Anthony gets fired, we start slowly starting to learn just how sour that relationship had become and just how much was being like shoved down and hidden under the surface regarding the relationship between I say all three, but the relationship between Anthony and Jim and Opie, not between Anthony and Jim. They're more than fine. I highly recommend uh, the Jim Norton guest shows on WABC with Anthony Cumia. Which we'll talk about WABC at some point, because that was the ultimate L for Opie was the WABC thing. But so we start to learn, we start to things start to deteriorate, things start to slip through the cracks. I've got a click, I've got a clip here. It's like almost 2 hours, so I'm definitely not covering the whole thing. I'll play it until I get the point. You get the picture. But this was on the air on Opie and Jim, the Opie with Jim Norton, which was what the show became, of course, after Anthony Cumia was fired. Let's check it out, chat. God, nobody's gonna watch this shit. I'm competing. I've got some stiff competition today. Bad time slot. Nope, I don't want to put Lolcow Nobodies up. That's not what I was looking to do. I don't want to Gamecatcher up either. Jesus.
This is Opie Radio. The show is back.
And Esther Koo has made it into the studio. Love the Esther Koo. That was fun yesterday with Ron, huh?
With Run DMC.
Rev Ron.
Oh my god.
And his wife, Justine.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Do you think Justine liked you?
I felt like she did.
You felt like she did. All right.
You don't think she liked me?
No, I don't know.
No,
I'm
I think
asking
she,
you.
I think she did. She was amused by Esther asking these.
I think.
Well, at first,
I think at first they were a bit confused, and
I
then
think so
I
too.
think they warmed up to you.
Yes.
I think at first she was like, why would you laugh at that? Because
Yeah.
Rev made fun of her about something, and I
Yeah.
laughed really hard.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like, why would you laugh? And I was like, oh, she's mad at me.
Yeah.
But then,
I think they really warmed up and were enjoying their time here. Ron didn't want to leave, but he had a lot of press to do yesterday for that new travel show.
Also didn't know that she realized, oh, she doesn't know he's a reverend.
Right.
He's a legitimate reverend.
right.
What, do you think he just dresses like that?
No, I
He
just.
rarely goes out of the house without the collar.
Jesus.
Just I want you to take in, right? Like as part of this clip, take in just like this professional setup. They're in Sirius XM studios, fancy mics and headsets, and like nice studio to record radio shows in. I just keep that in mind so we can compare it to the kind of environment Opie broadcasts in now.
Jesus, that's fucking why.
I don't know.
get it
I'm
either.
with you.
And you know what? I'm not.
I'm with you. I would just wear the collar on
like-
Sundays and I'd be done with it. Done with it.
I'm disrespectful of everybody's religions equally. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
that's all, it's just like if somebody's like, oh, I'm a reverend. I'm like, to me, I don't really, you know.
You don't hold that in necessarily high regard.
Right.
No?
No.
They're helping some people.
I don't know. Religion has always been such a like
Oh, no.
source of evil in my life.
Oh, no.
You
Here we
know?
go again.
Are your parents religious? I love Esther's
Go
family
again.
life.
Oh, my God. Yeah, we were just touching the surface yesterday. So why was religion evil in your house?
Oh, by the way, I went to see your friend Anthony yesterday.
That's all right.
Oh my God, that was so much fun.
Okay.
Can I say that?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
I would hope you'd say that.
Oh, okay, good. No, it helps because,
He's a delightful man.
well, first of all, it's just later in the day.
Right.
Which helps. Is I just have more energy later.
I'm sorry, I should have paused that quicker. Why? Opie immediately assumes there's some sort of like thing here. Like she didn't even imply that it was like a problem. He's like, "Oh, I went to go see Anthony yesterday." And Opie's like, "That's all right." What do you mean? That's all right, Opie. And we will soon learn that it is in fact due to seething hatred.
You were fine on our show?
You know,
All right.
Was it just you two,
Yeah,
or did you
but-
have other people there?
it was us two and then Ralph Sutton.
What did you talk about? Why wouldn't it be fine?
Huh?
Why wouldn't it be fine?
No. Of course it would be fine. It was great.
No, you were asking me. Why wouldn't it be fine?
Oh, I don't know. Sorry.
Oh,
Probably your reaction.
Huh?
You might have thought you reacted.
how did I react? I didn't even react.
No, you didn't react. You
We talked about it yesterday. I said, you know, it was fine. We don't talk, but I don't. But you know, I don't care if people do a show.
right.
So, anyway, the
Are you
religion
guys
thing,
going to talk at the benefit?
no, not at all. He's done some really shitty things. No, now I'm pissed. No, it goes really deep. The stuff I've found out recently. No, I'm not talking to him, and I won't be.
Man, really? That type of shit is so like shitty, right? When you like imply like there's something so awful about somebody, but you won't say what it is or explain it. It's just like, oh, the things I know now about that guy. Oh, I don't want to be anywhere near him. What are the things, Opie? Tell us about how he's racist. You have a leg to stand on there. But when you just talk about him all fucking passive aggressively and shitty like this, it's not getting you any points, bro.
Be in the same room as him. No. Do you know any of the stuff that he's done lately? Okay, fair enough. No, I'm not. So you can put that aside. That rumor that we might talk. No. The shit I found out recently. No, I'll never be in the same room as that fucking guy.
You don't have to be. You know. You
I know what you're
choose-
talking about.
That's fine. Like I said, you know, I'm not putting you in the middle of it. But if you don't know, you don't know. That's fine.
Sorry, I don't know.
Real shitty stuff, to be honest with you. Extremely shitty stuff.
Yeah.
So
Real shitty stuff, the worst stuff, awful stuff, should be executed. Just the worst things anybody could do. Like what? Like what?
anyway, and people confused. Well, you threw him under the bus. No, I never threw Anthony under the bus. Trust me. But he made it very obvious that it was time to move on. Extremely obvious.
I'm
And
sorry.
things I wondered about now I know is true. So no,
How do you know they're true? I'm not saying they're not. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm leaving you out of it. Simple as that. And
think
I'll never talk to you about it.
You'll never tell me?
No, you know, no. Yeah, see, no. Getting a lot of people shaking their heads. No,
Why won't you tell me?
I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't feel like we're that close in that way. No, I'm not telling you.
Okay.
Anyway, hi.
Most awkward shit in the world. They're on professional radio, by the way.
Esther.
Hi. Sorry I brought that up.
What,
That's not your fault that we're not that close. That's not your fault.
what's going on?
Nothing much. What's going on with you?
This poor lady. She walked in on the wrong day.
Actually good in general. Anyway, so what religion were you growing up?
It was Christian evangelical.
What is that?
They're like they try to recruit people. Like they would always go fishing.
Well, they weren't the ones that shaved their heads.
No, they just like went to college campuses and like preyed on vulnerable, insecure kids.
Such like a I should have went to college face from Jim Norton.
and would recruit them and bring them to the church.
Right.
And so they were always just like out shopping for new recruits.
Right.
Which is like you don't want that in a religion, right?
Where would they go to try to find new members?
They would go to college campuses.
Really?
Mhm.
And your parents were into this?
Yeah.
Huh.
I would go.
What do you mean?
I would go as a high school kid to college campuses and like
Oh, so
talk to people and be like,
so they wanted you to recruit people.
yeah,
Your parents made you do this?
the church made me do this. Yeah.
Oh, so you.
Yeah.
Right, this got weird.
Well, they were super into it, you know?
Right.
So.
All right, this got weird.
Well, it just got weird because I'm asking you something. You're like, we're not that close like that, which is fine. But
Well, you know we're not. I mean, we do a good show together and stuff, but we're not that close.
so now you're mad at me for
I'm
something?
not mad.
Ugh.
I'm not mad. We're not close yet. What, this is a surprise to you? We're not close. We do a good show together. It's okay. Don't say ugh.
I'm gonna say ugh.
It's okay.
Don't say ugh. You know everything that's been going on. You don't.
No, but I don't know exactly what you're talking about. You're saying something that I don't know, and you're acting
That's
like I
fine.
do know.
That's all right.
But
And
you are acting like I do know.
no, I said no. I was surprised.
You're
You
like
don't.
conspiratorial
I
tone.
was surprised you don't know.
But I don't.
I believe you for real. For real. I do believe you. Okay. I
It's not,
do.
and it's not a matter of being close. Like it's just this weird paranoia thing. It's like, what's going? There's something going on.
There's no paranoia, but there's none. I believe you. If you tell me you don't know some of the real dirty shit he did over the years, that's fine.
I have zero,
That's
no
fine.
idea.
I believe you. I believe you. I really do. But it does make me very upset. Okay. But I do believe you. All right. I believe you. Not happy. I believe you though. Okay. You've been in the middle of this, for a long time, so I try to keep you out of it. You do both shows and all that.
Yes.
I don't say a word about it.
No.
And if you say you don't know, then fine. I believe you. Okay.
Yeah, no, I really don't know, and I don't feel like I need to. I know you're not asking me to prove I don't know, and I don't feel like I need to prove. I said I know that.
I really do believe you.
I know.
Okay.
I know you do. I don't feel like you don't. I
Do you think once you say I believe you enough times, it kind of starts to imply that you don't believe him? I don't know if I'm reading too much into that.
don't feel disbelieved.
Right.
But if somebody that to me that you don't need to be close to
I don't feel disbelieved. I love Jim Norton.
somebody. If somebody says, I'm not saying like, why don't you think we're close? I don't give a shit about that. But if I say to you, what's going on?
We're adding Jim Norton to favorite people list. Yes, last stream it was Johnny Rocket. That was the stream before, I think. It was Johnny Rocket. And now we're adding Jim Norton to the list. We got to keep an official favorite people of the show list.
I don't think it requires us to be in love with each other for you to say off the air, this is what's been happening. I don't think that's an issue of closeness.
I've told you some of the stuff, and we've talked about some of the stuff. So, but I got more info and stuff, and I'm just blown away by it, to be honest with you. So, blown away.
Blown away by what, bro? The implying shit.
You say odd shit to people, dude. You're a good guy. But you
Whatever.
say odd shit to people.
Like what?
Like that. Like what? Like that.
Because we're not close. So why would I tell you?
Because
We're
it's
not close.
But
we're okay.
who are you close with? Like what constitutes close
I
to
don't
you?
need to tell you who I'm close with.
I'm not
I
asking
got my people that I'm close to.
All right.
All right.
I'm sure you
I've made a decision not to involve you in all this crap because you are in the middle.
I don't
You're
feel
absolutely in the middle.
I don't feel in the middle.
Whatever. Okay.
I don't feel in the middle.
Fair enough.
But I'm sure you think that somehow I'm against you. I'm sure. I'm positive.
I didn't say that.
You don't have to.
I didn't say that.
I know. It's everybody else. I got it.
What? No, I took responsibility for
No,
myself.
I
too.
know. I know.
No,
said
I
everybody
did.
right.
I did.
Cool.
But other people need to take responsibility too. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm not the only one that needs to take responsibility. It's ridiculous after a while. He did some really shitty things.
Well,
And some of the stuff I found out recently it blows my mind. It blows my mind. So no, I will not be in the same room as him anytime soon.
So you're not going to the Patrice benefit?
I gotta figure it out.
All right.
I gotta figure it out. So anyway,
Whatever, man.
What?
I mean, what? Whatever. It's always uncomfortable. It's always uncomfortable.
Then you don't have to be here. Why are you here? If it's so uncomfortable, why are you here? Explain that to me. Why are you here then? If
Because
it's
I
so
like
uncomfortable?
performing, and this is
Okay.
my job.
So you could perform in other ways. You could have your own show here. You could do a million
No, I
things.
can't have my own
But
show.
why
here.
would you walk into an uncomfortable situation every day if it's uncomfortable?
But Jim is so humble. He thinks that he needs Opie at this point. At this point in his radio career, he thinks that Sirius doesn't care about him. They just care about him in relation to Opie and Anthony. And at this point, only Opie. When in reality, he could have had his own show. And eventually, this did blow up, and he did have his own show for many years. So, I just want to put Jim's being very humble here. He's like, this is my job. I'm here to perform. They're not going to give me my own show. So, I'm here to perform a show with you. Like, he's being very reasonable. He's being very humble. And Opie is just a dick. And that's part of Opie's big problem is that he's always been a dick. That's the thing is like they tell you in showbiz you have to fucking schmooze and you have to be nice. And it seems gay sometimes. But Opie is the result of being the opposite way, where he just shits on everybody and he sucks and he's fucking sarcastic and you gotta fucking walk on eggshells around him or he's gonna throw a little pussy fit. It's fucking millions of dollars this guy made on the radio. And he's a complete shell now. And this was the beginning of him emerging from the shit cocoon.
Why don't you ask yourself that too?
I'm fine.
You're
I'm
not
happy.
fine.
I'm happy.
I didn't say I wasn't happy, but you're not fine.
I'm fine.
Okay.
You don't know the first thing about me. I'm fine.
I know. I don't know you. I've been working with you 15 years. You're right. I don't know anything about you.
You don't know.
Come on.
You don't know.
You're right. No, I know nothing about you. You're right.
You don't know a lot about me.
You're right.
You
You
don't.
guys, is this a real fight?
Huh?
It's a bickering.
Do you fake it for the radio?
No.
Oh God.
No.
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 You've been told not to talk about it.
You've been told not to talk about it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's real serious shit. Yeah.
But I don't. What? But what? Me and you not fucking like what?
I'm not gonna tell you because you're not my friend, and I would only tell my friend.
So I'll do this till October, and then you can get a new partner, and I'll move on. I'm not going to quit my fucking job. This is my gig.
I didn't say you should quit, but if you're not comfortable here, then that's on you, not me. I'm comfortable here.
You're not always comfortable.
I'm comfortable
You
here.
can't even look at me half the time. I'm doing Uncle Paul. You're literally looking into the monitor like, I wish this guy would just go away.
I'm not a fan of Uncle Paul. You know that. We've talked about it. Whatever. But you're not a fan of some of the stuff I talk about either. So it's just what it is.
But I don't stare into a monitor like I'm being molested.
No, you stare into your phone or completely ignore me. I mean, it happens all the time.
But believe it or not,
it happens all the time. If you're not into what I'm saying, you completely ignore me. Are you kidding me? Do you really want to have this conversation?
Yes, I do.
You sit there and go on your phone and completely ignore me.
But
I feel like I'm talking to a wall.
I know you do, but not realizing that I can look at my phone. I can also participate in a discussion. I know how to talk as well.
You tap out. You completely tap out. And thanks. You know that.
Maybe if we're talking about something and you just automatically switch the subject because you don't want to talk about it, maybe then.
No, it's a tough spot to be in. Sometimes I just.
No, I know. I don't know how to talk. I'm talking before.
No, I'm just saying. What talking about before? What happened
We're
before?
talking about Sydney party. We're just doing something. I'm talking about something, and all of a sudden it's like, so Trump. And it's like, okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you with my personal life. Like you just.
Wow, you're crazy. You're literally crazy.
How is that crazy?
That bit was fine. What I
But you
thought.
just- point is-
Oops. The way he tries to like gaslight Jim into quitting, right? Where like this is something again to compare it to Vito. Like Vito's been doing this lately, where he's like, "Well, why do you want to do a show with somebody who annoys you in this way? You should stop doing the show." And it's like, Opie, just refuse. Just say you don't want to work Jim anymore. Just say it. Just say it. There's no need for this fucking backward ass fucking fight on air, making that little fucking Asian lady extremely uncomfortable, just fucking bickering like little girls. But it's only Jim is only doing it because he has to fucking defend himself from the Opie onslaught because it's just been too much for too long. Anyway, we'll watch a little more.
Crazy.
That's not crazy.
That
You
was
walk
the,
away
that,
from
that was
things.
the bit of the day, and then it felt like where I said it was time to move on, so we moved on to the
But
Trump.
that's not people having a discussion. I know what you're saying.
And if it wasn't, then I'm sorry, but
I know
there
what you're
was some good
saying.
shit there.
I know what you're saying, but it's not always okay. Trump. It's like we're just having a discussion about something. It just feels unnatural to jump into something else.
Well, that's what you do with radio. You move on to
Oh.
other things, I guess.
I guess.
I wasn't cutting you off. We got good material out of that. I didn't know you were done.
I know, but we're just all talking about something and we're just jumping to. But you're saying, why do I tap out on my phone? I didn't know what to say about Trump. Like, what's I gonna say about him?
It's a huge story.
I know, dude. I talk about it on stage every night. I know.
All right.
I know it's a big story.
But the Portier thing, I thought we were done. That's all. I didn't feel like I was cutting you off, and if I did, I apologize. But we got great stuff out of it. The feedback on it was wonderful.
And you're asking me, why do I come here if I'm uncomfortable? Well, if you don't trust me with stuff, why are you on the air with somebody you don't trust?
I didn't say it. No, that's more. That's.
Or you're not that close to. Why are you doing radio every day with somebody who you just genuinely don't like that much?
I didn't say I didn't like you.
That is the same
I didn't
thing.
say I didn't like you. Now you're going far with that shit.
Well,
we both
I think
like I said day one, we were both put into a horrendous situation, a weird situation. I do like you, Jimmy. Okay. And in general, I have a good time in here. In general, I've had more fun doing radio than I've had in years in here. Okay.
I
That's
think
the
everybody's
truth.
feelings are just hurt.
No, I don't feel.
No.
I don't feel like my feelings are hurt. I don't feel wounded by that. I'm not like, oh, how could you? It's like, what do you think if you tell me something that happened that I'm not involved with, but it's still a part of the whole story here? Because what happens is when you do stuff like that, like I asked,
I wasn't going to say anything.
that's the point I'm making.
But I wasn't.
That's the point. Dude, let me finish, please. That's the point I'm
yeah,
making.
go ahead.
When you said when she said I was on Anthony's, you did react. You didn't react like fuck him. You reacted like it was a noticeable thing. Whatever it was.
Because we talked about it yesterday. I don't know why it was brought up again today.
She felt it and I felt it.
That's fine.
So it's a real reaction.
Right.
So don't say that you're not like you do react to it. So then the next reaction is okay. Why are you reacting that way? I thought everything was kind of mellow, and then I hear he's gonna be at the retreat. I'm like, oh, I wonder if you guys are just gonna chat. So I asked the natural question.
I'm not chatting with him.
Okay, but you come back with no, this other stuff happened, which I don't know about.
Which I was keeping between me and
super bad stuff happened, and I'm not gonna tell you what it was, but Anthony's a bad guy.
A few people I trust, and
Right. So you
that came
actually
out.
think I'm going to go in and say it on the air and go back and tell somebody?
I didn't say that.
You said me and a few people I trust.
Yeah, I got people I trust in my life. Yes, and
That's
I
terrific.
talk to a lot. I talk to a lot.
Okay.
I mean, we don't talk a lot off
No,
air.
I'm not saying we do, or that we should, or that we will.
This has just become what it is, and it's nice, and I do enjoy it. But we don't really, talk at any level outside here.
I know. And it's you think you take responsibility to it, but you do for part of it and on the surface, but you don't sometimes. You don't.
Like what?
Just in general, you have no idea. You have literally no idea how your moods affect other people. I'm not saying
you gotta go.
I will in October.
I'm fine here.
I know you're fine.
I'm fine here.
And he really did have no idea. Okay, I think I've made the point with this clip. He really did have no idea how much his fucking whining upset people and completely ruined him. But yeah, man. It's again another sad one where it's like he was part of something great, and like maybe he was an important part of that great thing. But people identified him as such. He was lucky enough that he was a name that Opie and Anthony is such a huge name, and that he's Opie is very lucky. But over time, you treat people like shit enough, you fucking yell at them enough, you fucking burn enough bridges, and you're just like nothing. And there's no way to ever like truly recover. I've got another clip of Opie. This is a more recent clip of Opie. Let's check on him. I don't know how recent this was, but the subject matter interested me. I haven't watched this clip, but I know it's gonna be fun. I've seen many clips of its type.
Can't stop the rain. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. We are live way out east on Long Island, and it's another cold.
Look at how bad the camera is. Look at how bad the lighting is. Look at how bad he is. Man, what a fall.
Cold, cloudy, windy, rainy day. It's 60 degrees. Are you kidding me? With that, I say good morning to Ralph P., my fellow New Yorker. He says, good morning, GH. Cold, rainy morning here in New York City. Oh, man, I don't miss New York City. I am out here for the summer. We're just hoping that this will turn around. We got Nick. Hey, Nick, one of mine. Tommy Festa, one of mine. Scott Watson, one of mine. What's up, Mr. Watson? How are you? Jamie Lynn, good morning, Open Squad, another one of mine. What's up, Jason? How are you, buddy? Mario Lopez, good morning, Ope. Good morning, Mario. Vincent Scaramuzzo, yet another shitty day. I'm going to lose it. Yeah, but what exactly are you taking a vacation from? Oh, Sal. First of all, I'm not taking a vacation. I'm just fortunate enough where the type of job I do, which is, trying to provide content for the fine people, not content for people like you, Sal. I got a whole bunch of people that appreciate the content that I put out there on my two podcasts, Opie Radio and my other podcast, Opie Funny AF, but I get to do it from my house.
Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't showing it on the screen. Why does it not default? What the hell? It's still the same Brave. Thank you. Okay, now look at how pathetic his fucking camera and lighting and visage is.
House. Kids are off from school, so we're fortunate enough to move the whole operation out here on Long Island. I hope that answered your question for your stupid $2. With that, I say hi to Rob. Is his audio good? Tucker Carlson.
Oh, but here's Opie doesn't need Anthony Cumia. He never wants to be in the same room as Anthony Cumia again. Let's hear, Anthony Cumia back on the radio. I've talked about this before. Yeah, so Opie has not been on the radio since he got fired from SiriusXM for filming somebody taking a shit or something. He was trying to do a prank, didn't go very well. HR got him fired. But so he hasn't been on radio since then. He hasn't had any sort of offers for money on radio since then. Anthony Cumia, either earlier this year or late last year, I don't remember, was offered a radio gig Sunday nights on WABC radio, and he took it, and he's making a lot of money, and it is now a nationally syndicated radio program. And here's Opie's response to being invited.
Nick Dyer,
being invited.
Hey, Hope you should do.
Being invited on a huge syndicated radio show after years of complete irrelevance.
Show.
In case you didn't know, me and Opie, we don't get along very well anymore. It's a shame. But I think it would be cool. Do you think? Let me know. Because I'd have him on. I have no problem. But yeah, wouldn't that be interesting? Having Opie on. I had Jimmy on last week. He was great. But
No! He's WABC's problem now. No, leave me alone.
He's WABC's problem now, folks. Not my problem. Not sounds like he might be your solution, Opie. I don't know. Anyway, here's Ron the Waiter, his exciting new co-host.
Person is probably talking to more people now since he left Fox.
Oh, that guy Opie used to have a huge platform.
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, there was a time that I was absolutely talking to more people on the Opie and Anthony show than any cable news network. That's absolutely the truth.
Yeah.
And that has only gotten bigger with podcasting. I mean, the numbers, like what Joe Rogan does, you put the audience of all three cable networks, CNN, MSNBC, and Fox together, and Rogan's still kicking their ass.
He's huge. Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah.
And he started out. Didn't he start out with you? Like you made him, right? You should get like royalties or something. You should get residuals.
Well, he has admitted that the Opie and Anthony show was very influential as far as him starting up his shit.
The Anthony and Jimmy show, I think, was more influential.
What else you got, Ron?
Hold on, I want to say this. I'll do a little brag for you.
Yeah.
The Opie radio show.
By the way, Anthony Cumia and Jim Norton are also idiots because they should just do a podcast together and it would print money. Every time they appear together on a different podcast, or Anthony does Jimmy's show, or Jimmy does Anthony's show, it explodes. It gets a ton of views. It's always hilarious. The fact that the Jimmy and Anthony show is not already a podcast is a criminal crime. So Opie's not alone in being retarded. Come on, guys. Maybe I'm just coping because I want it so bad, but it feels like they're leaving a ridiculous amount of money on the table.
Show was so influential at the time that, and you know what, it really rubs me the wrong way. I don't like the fact that one of your regulars, Sherrod Small, who really kind of like ghosted you. Is that the term the kids used? But he's still using you in capital letters to promote himself when he does shows in the Hamptons. It's Sherrod Small, and the very next thing below it from the Opie radio show, and then every other credit is not in capital letters. So he's promoting you to promote himself, but he ghosted you. It rubs me the wrong way. It sounds dirty. It sounds like there's no appreciation.
I was a very stupid man.
Or maybe because Opie's podcast is nothing and is listened to by no one, and it would be a complete waste of time for Sherrod Small.
And Ron, like, I thought I was making real relationships with a lot of these people, but you learn, I've said this many times, and the regular's going to be not again, but when you sit in the big seat and you have that much influence in the comedy world, like a comedian would come on, some unknown, and a lot of these guys came on as unknowns. Bert Kreischer came on our show as an unknown. Theo Von came on as an unknown. Yeah. Joe Rogan, relatively an unknown, and as far as where he was going to go. Bill Burr started basically on our show, and you think you're making.
You call Joe Rogan relatively he hosted like Fear Factor, bro. What are you fucking talking about?
Some relationships with these people, and you realize that the seat you sit in is so powerful. It means ticket sales. It means money. It means nice cars. It means women. It means beautiful homes.
It means power. You just describe what power is.
As soon as you lose that seat, you realize who your real friends are. It's as simple as that. And some of the guys never turned their back on me. And when I was doing my last radio show for SiriusXM, I'm not gonna lie to you, I loved working with Carl and Vic and Sherrod. Sherrod was great on my last radio show, but it was painfully obvious when those two guys died, Vic and Carl. Sherrod was like, I don't have time for you anymore because you're not talking to the same amount of people you used to talk to. It couldn't be more obvious. But Vic and Carl at the time, they were in it for the fun of it.
They were in it for the love, for the joy.
Yeah, and
he was in it. He was in it as a stepping stone for his career. Now let me ask you this, Opie. Like,
but I don't have a problem with Sherrod because he's one of many that did the exact same fucking thing.
Right.
Right.
Like, would you ever would you say to him, hey, dude, like stop using me to promote yourself? Like,
do whatever you want. He likes me every once in a while and says, I miss you, brah. And I'm like, well, then come do our show at Gephardt's.
So by the way, have you invited him to do the show at Gephardt's?
A ton. I mean, if people are paying attention, when I lost the show at SiriusXM and started up the podcast, Vic and Carl were all in. We were making no money, but we were having the time of our lives. And Sherrod came on just a tiny bit, just a little bit here and there. He was done because he knew I wasn't talking to the same amount of people and didn't have the same power. It's as simple as that. And it happens all the time in entertainment. I wish I understood that and learned that lesson a long time ago. I literally did not know this lesson at all. All right, Ron, what else you got? Because the fog is moving in.
He's coping so hard. Copey, by the way. That's my epic name I came up with for him. There was a Opie was on my radar. There was a beta version of what became the Lolcow report. I was gonna do a series of streams called like Copisodes. And it would be like a person who I found to be a serial coper. And it would be like the Eric July copisode. I think I was gonna do the Maddox copisode. Uh, and I was gonna call Opie one the Opie Copisode because he's Copy.
I know, Ted. Listen,
I'm literally getting it.
I do have a question. Like,
Yeah.
where would you place Sherrod Small, like in the comedic world? Is he like a middle of the road comic? Is he like considered very successful? Like, I don't see him. Like, you know what I mean? Where would you
Sherrod,
place? Yeah.
Sherrod is first of all, he's great on radio shows. He's great. I mean, I had a lot of fun with him. He knew his pop culture. He would give up the laughs. Some of these comedians, they came in, they didn't want to laugh because they're like, if I'm not the funniest in this room, I have nothing else. I used to hate that about comedians. But some of these guys would laugh along. And they're like, oh yeah, that's funny. Like Patrice O'Neill, the funniest fucking guy I've ever seen in my life, worked with, and all that. He would give up the laughs. He didn't give a shit because he was secure with how
What
fucking.
does that
funny he
mean? I
was.
don't know what that means. Give up the laughs. What does that mean?
When you're saying something funny, there were people in that studio that refused to fucking laugh.
Oh, I see. He's
And it didn't just happen to me. So relax, you stupid hater, because I know how you spin everything. It happened to all of us. Because
Hey, so give me one example,
there are guys that came in, and if they weren't the funniest in the room, then they were useless. That's how they felt.
Give me a name. Give me a name. Who would do that?
Nah, you know what? I'm trying to be better.
You can't give me one name.
I'm
Can I
trying to be
guess
better.
it?
I will, but not today.
I'm trying to be better, and then I will, but not today. I'm trying to be better. I'll tell you at another point, but just not right now. I'm trying to be better by just delaying the shit talking.
Sherrod, but to your point, Sherrod does really, really good radio, gives up the laugh. His comedy is really, really good.
Yeah.
But I think he's more of he's not a structured comedian. Sometimes I feel like he goes up there and just
Are you guys entertained by lightning comedian Ron the Waiter?
completely wings it. He's one of those
And
guys
Gregg
that we
Opie
used to call back
Hughes
in the
of
bus
the Opie
funny,
and Anthony
where
show?
like they had no material, they could just be funny. I feel like Sherrod's more that than
He's naturally
structured.
funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he's more that than structured, and I think that has probably held him back in his career. Because every time I saw Sherrod, he fucking killed. He was hilarious.
Right.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So what else
right,
you got?
so-
One more thing, Ron, and we got to go.
All right. So I'm actually.
It's Patrice O'Neill, actually, and it's 3 bits from Patrice O'Neill, and it's up there right now on my other podcast, Opie Funny AF. You got Patrice as a pimp, taking on the whole room as they make fun of how he was dressed. You got Patrice talking about sci-fi movie titles, and you got Patrice talking about Wesley Snipes going to jail.
Like the only way he gets like views now is like just posting old Opie and Anthony clips. That's what he's advertising right now. Is like, unfortunately, Patrice O'Neill, great comedian, unfortunately passed away years ago. He was a very common guest on the Opie and Anthony show. So he's like, check out my podcast. It's got all sorts of funny moments from Patrice O'Neill that you probably already heard in 2005.
3 classic Opie and Anthony bits from the great and horribly missed Patrice O'Neill. So subscribe to Opie Funny AF wherever you get your podcast. Bye. I'm out of here. Later.
Nothing better than an early Opie mental breakdown, flipping out over comedians who won't do his live stream, and him claiming to have.
Okay, I don't care about this guy's commentary on this shit. So yeah, he just doesn't understand why nobody wants to do a show anymore. He doesn't understand why it might be a complete waste of somebody's fucking time to do the Opie radio show. It just boggles the mind. He burned every bridge. He did not put his best foot forward professionally, and then when his sweet gig that he fell into was suddenly destroyed, he no longer had anything to fall back on. And now he's pathetic, and nobody watches him, and his family probably left him. Haven't seen the family in a while. He has a wife and kids and a dog in theory, but proof is in the pudding, buddy. Regardless, I think I'm gonna end today. I know it's early, but I've got a flight to catch tomorrow, and I'm already sleepy because I didn't sleep very well last night, and I gotta go to bed early today, or I'm just gonna be fucking tortured at the airport. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it early. I think we made our point, short and concise. Opie had it all, let it fall. And now I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna be a great broadcaster and make all sorts of money. I'm gonna join the Keemstar Lolcow network, and I'm gonna all the Lolcow people, Opie, not even close. Even fucking Wings game streams get more views than fucking Opie. But regardless, that's Gregg Opie Hughes. That's one of the world's favorite Lolcows. And tomorrow and Friday, I don't know if I'll be back because I'm going to Detroit. So, I got to figure out the hotel Wi-Fi situation, if it's going to be good enough to sustain a stream, things like that. So those are, the things I have to consider and see if it's going to be feasible. I hope so. But just don't be surprised if we aren't back until Monday. And well, folks, that's pretty much it. So, see you either tomorrow or Monday. One of the two.